Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we're going to talk about the workers in Alabama. We're going to talk about the mine and the developments there and what it can teach us, and hopefully will prevent certain feelings from occurring in the future. I know for some people this might be the first time they were involved in something like this. So there are emotions, and we're going to kind of go through them. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, the workers at Warrior Met, the coal mine in Alabama that we've kind of helped through the strike, there's a push to return to work. Generally, if I'm involved like on a personal level with a cause, I don't really cover it. Sometimes that's unavoidable, but in this case, there are a bunch of good journalists providing coverage of this. I will have a link down below to an article that kind of explains what's going on with the push to return to work and all of that stuff, maybe the end of the strike and so on and so forth. If you don't want to read it, short version, the price of coal is really high right now. So even with the decreased productivity, it isn't having the economic impact that people had hoped. The news that the workers were returning to work, it has prompted a lot of feelings. And feelings from people who watch this channel. I saw the news about the miners. I first found out about the strike through your channel and can't help but feel disappointed that the workers couldn't hold out longer. I'm wondering how you feel about it. I became very attached to this fight on the other side of the country just because I gave $10. You met them. How do you handle the disappointment you must be feeling? Oh, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed that the company didn't come through for them. I'm disappointed that the politicians in Alabama didn't back the workers, their voters. I'm disappointed that national politicians didn't express the level of solidarity that I think they should have. I'm disappointed with a lot of different groups. I am not disappointed with the workers in any way, shape, or form. They were on strike for 23 months. 23 months. It doesn't say, it's not specific here, but if the $10 that you gave, if you gave it through this channel, it went to either buy their kids' Christmas presents, one of 2 years, or to help one of the organizers who was so busy leveraging her network to help the strike that she didn't leverage it for herself. So we did that for her. Yeah, I mean, I get it. You became attached. But we were in a support role. We're not policymakers, decision makers in this case. We were there to offer support, solidarity. When you do that, you don't get a say. You're there to back their play. That's it. We trust the workers when they say it's time to strike. We have to trust them when they say it's time to move to a new phase. Now, my personal opinion on what they should do, I literally do not have one. Long experience on this one. When you're supplying assistance to another group, and they're the ones that are making the calls, it's better not to form an opinion. You give them the tools for them to put up the best fight that they can. I'm a big supporter of the idea that you pick fights that are big enough to matter and small enough to win. But sometimes one comes along and you can't ignore it. And that's what happened here. These are workers who were taking on a lot of money, deep pockets, and they basically fought them to a draw over the course of almost 2 years. Yeah, we helped out with their Christmas presents for that time period. But what about birthdays? When you see images of the strike, generally you see the big burly guys and you see the auxiliary. You don't often put it together and realize it's not just the photos. They have families. The whole point of the labor movement is to do what's right by the workers so they can have a decent standard of life. They have to do what's best for their families. And in this case, even though there is a push to return to work, they still may need help. Individual families may need help because of the way certain things are happening. And if we find out that's the case, we'll do what we can there too. You don't put support towards something simply because you think it's going to win. You put support towards something because it's a cause worth supporting. This is. It's not even past tense. It is. And aside from that, you have to remember it's not a Hollywood story. It's an American labor movement story. There's not always a happy ending. There's just another fight down the road. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.